one of our fellow chat members hit me up on Blue Sky, and please guys, follow me on Blue Sky. And he told us this during last stream, is that apparently Jeremy Sochan got into it with a teammate. And this is the broadcast from the game against the Suns in which they briefly talk about it. I have not heard this, but let me turn it up and let's listen.
With 2:25 left in the first.
And Trey Jones said that Sochan got into it at practice with someone. He said he wouldn't name any names, but he said it was classic Jeremy. So he's bringing that energy to practice.
Yeah. Irritates his teammates. Gets after the opponent. The opponent gets in their head as well.
Absolutely. It's Jones will walk the...
All right. So, and this is the clip of Trey Jones mentioning it.
Got a little run with you guys today?
He did, yeah. He looked like himself still.
Starting fights?
Yeah, not in practice. He got into it with someone, I feel like, a little bit. It's like classic Jeremy. But, yeah, he'll be ready. I doubt that, he'll really be rusty at all. Just the way he plays, and he's able to muck things up in there. And just, we definitely miss his offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding. He gives us some things that, some other guys just really, you don't really find around the entire NBA. So we'll definitely.
All right. So you love to see it. You love to see it. So any takeaways from this? It seems like there's nothing to really worry about, right? I feel like when we initially say that, oh, he got into it with someone, it definitely sounds bad. But at the same time, this probably happens every other practice with Sochan, let's be honest. And it's very similar to Draymond Green, but I think in a way more healthy way, right? I feel like Draymond, he takes it to a whole nother level, whereas Sochan, it's all about competing. A lot of times I feel like Draymond, he does things and it's kind of about him, right? Or he's letting out some anger in certain situations where it just goes way too far, even with his own teammates. But that doesn't seem like the case with Sochan. And it's important, too, to have this type of mentality. And honestly, guys, look, you can say all you want about how Sochan should be traded, or, I mean, people are not really saying that anymore, but a lot of people were saying that, that, he just gets in the way of the success for Victor Wembanyama. I have no idea what you're talking about there. But if you want to say all that, whatever. But you cannot deny the fact that having a guy like that is very important. And the reason why I bring up this Suns game is because he came into the game and he punched the Suns right in their mouth. He made an instant impact as soon as he got in the game. Same with Devin Vassell, right? And Jeremy Sochan's mentality is super important because in my opinion, I think that the Spurs this past game got way too laid back when it comes to the plethora of threes that they took. It was just way too many. You got to get in the paint, pound the paint, get your points around the basket, and it felt like we did it for a little bit in the third quarter with Wemby, and for the most part we did it. Now we attempted to. Some of the players attempted to, right? They're just not good enough around the paint. If you're having an off game, it's going to look even uglier. Zach Collins and Harrison Barnes in particular, they just could not get anything around the basket. But at the same time, you need someone like Sochan that's going to, bring that little bit of nasty, that dirtiness. And you can even tell, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Devin Booker hates, I would not be surprised if he absolutely hates Sochan, even IRL, okay? The way that he played against Sochan, and Sochan played good defense on him, but he got a little rough with Sochan at times. He got a little rough with him. So we're definitely going to irritate teams, but it's psychological warfare as well. Super important for the team. And I like that. I do like that mentality, right? That's why I call BS when people say, oh, the league is just way too soft now. It's like, no, you got players like this. You got players wanting to compete out there, Let's see. Man, I'm still upset. That's the first time I went to a game and the Spurs lost. I'm sorry. And by the way, the person who's saying this is one who supplied this clip for us, Blue Sky. He says, and it'd be one thing if the Suns beat us, but that's not the case. The Spurs beat themselves. That's the one thing, because someone in the chat earlier said, oh, well, this game wasn't as bad as the Mavericks one. But in my opinion, it's far worse because we shot ourselves in the foot. Those are the hard ones to watch where you should have won, but you didn't allow it. Funny enough, looking at this clip right here, I keep talking about how the Spurs start off, or they're becoming a second half team, but not necessarily a first half team now. 23-36 is how this game started off against the Suns, or not Suns, the Kings. I feel like it was a little worse than that earlier on, but you live and die by the three. I just feel like this game in particular, you should have made some adjustments. Play like Sochan. I'm just kidding. I know they can't. Not everyone can play like that. Sochan's style of play is needed for this team. Yes, undoubtedly. His style of play, his mentality, his defense, it's all needed. It's all needed. And the people that are just trying their best to hate on Sochan and say, well, Wemby can't play next to him. Guys, Wemby is a superstar talent. If he can't play next to a cutter like Sochan, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. If he can't play next to Sochan, I don't know. That's an issue. And it's not true, by the way. That's why I'm saying that. Of course he can. I don't know. And then Kyle says, nah, for real. And why didn't we try something new since what we were doing wasn't working? It was so like giving Mamu and Malachi minutes. Dude, Kyle, I think you just came in here and I literally said that maybe like 15, 20 minutes ago. No sense. I did not understand that at all. When only 4 of our guys come off the bench. I don't get that. If you're going to keep taking threes and that's what we're going to do, then you might as well throw Branham and Mamu in there and let them shoot a little bit. It's dumb. But we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Just want to relay that information because I do think that it's a good thing, right? And the Spurs have the right mentality, right? They want to win. We have some legitimate tough players on this team, and everything's going to be all right. But, yeah, just sprinkle a little Spurs news. What I said while I was there is the strangest thing. You said you were courtside, man. You should have went over there and talked to Coach Johnson. Said what's going on. Bassey for defense too. Collins was garbage. Man, I couldn't figure out what the word. I still can't figure out what the word was that I was looking for. Hold on, because you guys said it was demeanor. I don't like Zach Collins' demeanor, but there's another word. I think we had a video and I literally put the title as something regarding Zach Collins. Let's see here. Where's Zach Collins? Morale. There it is. That's the word I was looking for. You guys couldn't figure it. It was morale. I don't like Zach Collins' morale. I just don't. Something energy? Yeah, energy. Same difference. Morale. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. I didn't like his morale. Yeah. Swag? No, I like his swag. I just don't like his morale. CP3 post game. You guys want to just add it to the segment? We'll just add it to the segment. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We got a game coming up soon anyways. It's going to be old news, so I might as well add it to the segment. Let's add it to the segment. Let's give the people of YouTube, that's not in the live chat, a little extra something. All right, let's see. By the way, that turnover, awful. That one turnover was awful. You know what turnover I'm talking about. It was terrible. All right. I hate this. I just wanted to say that. Not him. I hate this. I don't know. It just seems itchy.
For a young team like this that hasn't really been in playoff contention, does this game do anything playing for stakes and having to sort of a winner go home kind of game?
Yeah, this is tough. We knew how big this game was for us. And, you know, for me to come out and shoot the ball the way that I did, I got to be better and lead by example. You know what I mean? But I think our defense was pretty good tonight, but our offense was.
Okay, I know Chris Paul was 0 for 5, but, like, how many shots did he actually take? He was 1 for 9. He was 1 for 9 from the field, and Wemby was 1 for 9 from 3. Good God. I do like him taking responsibility of it, though. That's cool.
Was not.
What did you guys do to get Victor going at the start of the third quarter? Why do you think you couldn't sustain that?
And by the way, he definitely has to lead by example because, like I said, that turnover was horrible, in which he was trying to direct traffic, telling Champagnie to cut. People saying, "Oh yeah, Champagnie should just cut." That's why he. No. You got to pay attention to his surroundings. That was a terrible turnover, and at times it seemed like he was getting very upset with our team, right? Which is fine, but I mean, you turned the ball over.
Don't remember. Honestly, I got to go back and watch the game. More so during the game, it's crazy. I think we one of the top 5 teams in the league in the third quarter and one of the bottom in the first quarter. So that's something that we got to be
I did not know that. We mentioned it, and I had no idea. It was just a vibe I had that the Spurs' first halves have been pretty bad.
better at and be conscious of because, yeah, we down 10 at the end of the first. You know, it always seems like we play better in the second half, so we got to get off to a better start.
Best day to wear a striped sweater.
What did you see from
is
Steph
all
Castle?
the
Obviously
time.
Really physical defense, couple of and ones.
One with the
and
collar.
kind of charted his progress.
Turtleneck.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I expect that. You know what I mean? So Steph is not your usual
He's scratching
rookie.
it. I told you.
He plays big for us, a lot of minutes, night in and night out. So I think when he's playing, and I don't even think about him being a rookie. You know what I mean? He's just a hooper.
Honestly, it didn't come up with a win tonight, but what kind of impresses you about the way you guys have defended all year?
Defense is all about communication and being in the right spots. I think the biggest thing that I'm always talking to our guys about is team defense. I think I've consistently been on good defensive teams my entire career. So it's what I've always sort of hung my hat on. So we're going to continue to try to hang our hats on that because that usually travels.
We need to trade Keldon and bench Barnes and Julian for Vassell and Sochan. I definitely agree. Barnes and Julian, especially Barnes, needs to go to the bench for Sochan. It's just that Sochan and Vassell coming off of a injury. I think they're trying to be a little, reluctant. But yeah, it needs to happen sooner than later. Like we looked at, this is the 5th time. It looks like the 5th time in his history, in the history of his career. That sounds weird. In his career, where Sochan came off the bench, and I didn't like it. All right, I wanted to set the tone early. Took too long. When he came in, instant impact. But yeah, as far as trading Keldon, I feel. I mean, there were so many talks even in the offseason. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, right? It's just a matter of when. But yeah, I don't know.
Chris, I wanted to ask you, we were talking to Booker about it. He said for these games he really gets up for it in terms of the in-season tournament. But this being the second season, is that something the Spurs do as well? Like, you get excited about these kind of games?
Yeah, I think everybody does. And I like to pat myself on the back along with the other guys with the Union and Kyle Lowry and all them guys in the league who helped come up with this thing. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. You never know what it's going to look like. Last year was the first year.
Sochan defense alone is too impactful for this team. I think, yeah, and I think when you're starting, especially with this team, okay? Like, yes, our three-point shooting can be lights out at times, right? Yes, Wemby can shoot threes lights out at times. All that is great. But I think that the best quality of this team is the defense, statistically, and even the eye test will tell you it's the defense. It's very difficult for teams to score on them. And if that's the case, I think you should just quadruple down on that. And I think your starting lineup should have the best defenders and punch them in the mouth and get that going early. I don't know. I don't think the coaching staff was trying to balance the team by let's make sure Sochan and Vasilko. I think it's just the injuries. But yeah, defense. I think you should quadruple down on that. And by the way, it started with Sochan, mind you. I guess this segment started with Sochan. It started with Sochan, okay? It started with Sochan. So, drafting Sochan. Not Devin. Devin's a good defender. But he doesn't have the same impact Sochan or Castle has. Sochan. People get on to me about that. Sochan. I've been saying Sochan so long, it's kind of hard to get off of it.
But the players have really bought into the Emirates Cup in-season tournament, whatever you want to call it, and it's exciting to see how the fans get into it, the courts being different, the basketballs, all of this stuff. So I'm excited to see how it grows.
Chris,
Me too.
The NBA added Defensive Player of the Month awards. What are your thoughts on that being added in, Victor?
Do you think Wemby is out of shape? Nah.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know that. When I saw it, I thought it was Player of the Month. Then I seen defensive. Victor probably gonna get it every month. You know what I mean? I think he should have got Defensive Player of the Year last year. Just crazy, man. The league. I heard they're gonna start not counting the half-court heaves or something like that. Yeah, I don't know if that came across the competition committee. It's getting out of hand now. What we doing?
Stop counting the. What does he mean by that? Can someone explain to me what he meant by that? For what? What would they stop counting the heaves for? Like your percentages? Like against your percentages? But if you make it, I don't get it. I don't know what we're talking about.
What we doing? Yeah. So I don't know if that's true or not, but shoot the ball. It's got a chance to go in. Right.
Last one right here in the hat.
Okay, last second buzzer beaters beyond half court won't count against you. That's not a bad. He made it seem like that was a bad. Is that bad? Don't count for your percentage. I don't think that's bad. I think that's fine. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but what's the problem with that? Can someone give me a problem with that? Just off and odd. Yeah, it's a little odd. I don't know. And how often? Also, how often will that, like? It just doesn't happen often enough where it just destroys people's percentages or anything.
Hey, sir. Hey, Chris.
What's happening?
What's happening? Just wanted to ask you about Devin reaching 15,000 and what that he talked to earlier today about the connection.
Yeah, I didn't know he was doing that, and then I saw it tonight during the game. But I mean, Book play the same way every night. You know what I mean? He wears his heart on his sleeve, competes night in and night out, and I'm glad that I got a chance to be a part of.
Oh, you won't be rewarded the points for making the shot? That's stupid. Oh, Booker hit the Booker hit the 15K point club? That's what they're talking about? Just stat padding. Chris Paul, an old head, he's not going to like it because he didn't get the benefit in his career. Well, it's just, that doesn't happen. I mean, I don't even know where to find that stat. I don't know. Like how many half-court heaves Chris Paul has put up in his career and how that affected his percentages. I mean, it doesn't happen that often.
Those buckets, you know what I mean? And
it happens, but I'm just saying for like a specific player for it to hurt their stats. I don't.
Definitely congratulates to.
It happens after every quarter, but like I'm saying, the impact it has. Like how many individual players heave last second half court shots every game? I just don't think that it would impact your stats that much. I could be wrong. I don't know. Just a mentality, not really calling out Chris Paul. Every player would do it. Yeah, if anything, players will take more chances, which you should take that chance. You shouldn't be worried about your percentages on that. I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Congratulations to him on that.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
All right. That was fine. All right. Y'all got a twofer. All right. We got a game coming up, and we'll see how it goes. They should win, though. They should win. Even if, for some reason, Wemby can't play.